Every single year, 2 billion tons of trash are thrown away, and that number keeps rising. This year, I've made it my mission to take old junk that would likely be thrown away and turn it into awesome, one-of-a-kind pieces, and even make a profit doing so. Today, I've got this 1950s Hotpoint fridge. It still works, which is pretty wild, but let's be honest, it doesn't have a lot of the same perks that modern fridges have. So I want to add some vibrant retro color like the high-end 1950s era appliances had, add some nice mood lighting, and a few other features to completely transform this fridge into a stylish retro bar cabinet. So I'm not sure exactly where to start here, but I do know that this fridge is very dirty, smells kind of moldy and dusty, so we need to give everything a good wipe down with some bleach. So everything's a lot cleaner now. I want to take out all the pieces that we can, like the shelves here, the shelves on the door, this freezer section. Everything that can come out should come out so that we can give them a deep clean. And also because I want to paint the outside and the inside, all of the white parts are going to be teal, kind of like a retro kitchen appliance kind of vibe. And then all the chrome parts, we're just going to freshen them up and keep them chrome. So not all of these chrome parts can be taken off. Like this piece is actually one solid piece of metal, but there are some parts like these drawers we can take these metal parts off. So let's go ahead and do that. And then for the chrome pieces that can't come off, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some tape and then cut the tape with an X-Acto knife to size. All right, it's the next day and it's 60 degrees out in Chicago in February, so it's gonna be a great day to get some work done. What I wanna do next is I wanna tape off this section of the freezer, just so we can keep this knob turning correctly. And then I wanna tape off this latch, just so we can keep it functioning properly. Then we can get started sanding. So when sanding, I've realized that the lining on the fridge here and the door, it's a super slick and tough material. A normal wood sandpaper isn't cutting into it very well. And since we're painting, we really need the paint to have something to grip onto, or else it's just gonna scratch right off. So I've got this silicon carbide sandpaper. I'm just gonna go in by hand and sand it down, and it should be much better at cutting into this material. All right, now that we're all done sanding and everything's drying off, we're ready to paint. I'm gonna set up a painting tent so that the overspray doesn't get everywhere in the garage. It also helps with the dust, so not as much dust is kicking up and then landing on your paint. And then I'm gonna spray on a primer so that our paint sticks a lot better. Now that our primer's fully dry, we're just gonna lightly sand everything down with a 220 grit to get everything as smooth as possible. Then we're gonna come in with our teal paint and spray it on. And I chose a semi-gloss teal paint because high gloss will show imperfections a lot more easily, and it's a 70-year-old fridge, so there are some bumps and scratches that we couldn't fix. The semi-gloss is a nice middle where you still get that shine, but it will hide some imperfections. Before the paint fully dries, let's take off the painter's tape, and then once it is fully dry, we can add some lighting. I absolutely love how this project came out. The teal is exactly what I was envisioning, and the lighting looks perfect. What's really cool about the fridge still working is if the new owners want to chill glasses in the freezer, they can actually do that. And I've decided to use the former butter drawer as a compartment to hold the remote for the light strip. If anyone's confused about snow being on the ground, it's because Chicago went from 60 degrees and then the next day it snowed. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss my next flip.